Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, Simic Merfolk in Historic. I've been trying a whole bunch of tribal decks in the format, and you know what? Unfortunately, a lot of them just don't seem like they have enough power to compete with all the crazy stuff that is going on in Historic. Historic is just getting insanely powerful these days. I feel like there are 4 or 5 combo decks that are out there that are very consistent, very powerful. Of course, things like Jeskai Control are still running around. Phoenix decks seem to have gotten an upgrade, although I don't think people have really come around on them yet. I expect in a week or two we're going to start seeing a whole bunch of Phoenix videos. I'm also planning one. The deck looks awesome. Anyways, I want to try out more tribal stuff because it's fun. And yeah, I was going to record this last night or at least practice with the deck last night, but the servers were down. So I'm kind of on crunch time right now. I've only played with it a little bit. I'm sure there's still tuning that can go into this deck, especially into the sideboard. But here it is. It's working pretty well. So talk just a little bit about it. Now, the first bunch of cards are cards that you would expect to be in the deck. Kumina Speaker, just a little beater from one, not a bad card. Merfolk Trickster, 2 in the main, 2 in the sideboard. I like this card. It has flash. It's a really good combat trick. It does a lot of cool things, so I don't really want to cut it from the deck. However, we have gotten some new cards, and they have pushed other cards out of the deck, and I think Merfolk Trickster is probably one of the cards that is going to be on the chopping block in that respect. Silvergill Adept is going to draw some cards, very important card for the deck. And then we have a whole bunch of lords or pseudo lords. Mistbinder and Mirror Ragery are +1/+1 lords, also playing 2 copies of Glasspool Mimic, which should be copies of either Mistbinder or Ragery most of the time. Kumina is not a traditional lord, but I think this card does a lot of stuff that you can kind of call it a pseudo lord. We can either draw with it, it can become a great beater, or we can pump up all of our lords if we have, or all of our merfolk if we have a whole bunch of merfolk on the field with its last ability, tapping 5 of them to put +1/+1 counters on everything. Doesn't really happen that often. Most of the time you're just beating with Kumina, but never know. Then we have some spells, and this is really the reason why I think Merfolk can maybe compete in this meta over something like humans. Humans, you're just putting out your cards, you're very vulnerable. Board wipes are out there. Jeskai Control is playing Anger of the Gods main board consistently now, so it's a real hard life out there for a bunch of 1/1s and 2/1s and all that. But we have Collected Company because we're in green, of course. Collected Company on their end step, get out a couple of lords, get out a couple of beaters, maybe have a good attack on the following turn. And then Decisive Denial, playing 3 in the main, 1 in the sideboard. This card is, it was so good in Simic Stompy for me. I have to put it in this deck. I can't believe I've seen some Merfolk decks not running Decisive Denial. The fight is going to become relevant. Our Merfolk get very big very quickly with the amount of lords that we have in the deck. And then being able to counter a non-creature spell like a board wipe or Bolus's Citadel if you run into a combo deck, countering the Tybalt's Trickery stuff, that can just buy you enough time to end up swinging in with our aggressive board state. And then in this column, we have the new cards that we can play with. Master of the Pearl Trident, one of the most powerful ones that we got, but it's not very exciting. It's just another +1/+1 lord. Your Merfolk also get Island Walk, which if you run into a deck that has islands, fantastic. However, it's not going to happen as often as you might expect that to happen. That being said, a lot of people are playing blue decks, so yeah, it's a great thing. Giving your Merfolk Island Walk is just going to win you the game a lot of the time, and it's a 2-drop. How great is that? Next, the Shoreline Scout is a pretty sweet 1 CMC addition to the deck. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile a Merfolk card or another land card from your hand. If you do, conjure a tropical island. It just basically fixes your mana. If you end up getting stuck with a handful of islands, well, it can give you that green source. If you have a lot of Merfolk in hand, you have 1 Shoreline Keeper and maybe 1 land, you can keep that kind of risky hand because you know you're going to get your second land by maybe dunking a Kumina Speaker or a Silvergill Adept into exile and getting a tropical island. So this card has really impressed me. It's an uncommon as well, which is nice, not too expensive to craft. And then the card that has actually really impressed me a lot is Svillen. I don't know. Sea and Sky Merfolk God. This thing is just bonkers. 3 CMC, 3/4. It has indestructible as long as we control 2 other Merfolk. And then whenever it attacks, oh, I love it. You draw a card. You don't even have to make contact. Then a little bit of extra benefit. Other Merfolk you control get Ward 1. Just so impressed with it. Currently only playing 2 of this card in the deck, but I think I might end up going up to 3 because I've just been so impressed. Every time it's on the battlefield, it's great. Over in the lands, typical stuff that you would see. Unclaimed territory because we are playing a lot of Merfolk. The lands feel good. And then in the sideboard, we have, more protection against board wipes or control decks. Also another decisive denial that I mentioned already. Bring in a couple of Aether Gusts, 3 to be exact, and 2 more Merfolk Tricksters. Maybe good against decks like Stompy against Gruul Aggro, something like that. Kupala in the sideboard. I'm not super sold on Kupala yet. I've seen some decks putting this in the main board. I've seen some with it inside. I've seen some decks without this card. It kind of gives ward to your creatures, your Merfolk as well. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not sure about this one yet. And then a couple of copies of Soul Guide Lantern just so we can take out some of these graveyard strategies. There are a lot of graveyard strategies going on right now, of course, and we need some way of fighting against it. I'm not sure if Soul Guide Lantern is the best card to be running. Maybe Tormod's Crypt might be better. There's another one that I'm forgetting, the one with the tombstone on it. We have options. I'm going to try some different stuff. For now, I'm starting with the Soul Guide Lantern just to see how it is. And then finally, 2 copies of Reclamation Sage, just in case I need to bring it in to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Rec Sage also works incredibly well with Collected Company. Really any 3 CMC creature we want in the deck if it has a great ETB. So that is the deck. I'm going to run it through some games. And yeah, hopefully we find some success with a tribal deck because I'm pulling for tribes. Please be good. See you over there. All right. Early morning Merfolk for me. Voice a little scratchy. Still drinking my morning coffee. I hope my brain works. Usually it doesn't work very well, but hopefully it'll work a little bit and we can get through this. I really didn't expect the servers to go down last night. Hand looks good. It's going to be a real question whether or not I want to get rid of Merfolk to get a tropical island. I think I do. So we'll put that out on Merfolk, and yeah, that sucks to get rid of a Lord, but I think the 3rd land is going to be more important. Then hopefully we can start drawing cards with the Merfolk God. I think that's what I'm going to call her. Svelin? I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to call it the Merfolk God. Against a mirror, meaning they're going to tear our hand apart and then spot removal everything. See if they take the Master of the Pearl Trident to stop our 2-drop. I kind of hope they leave us with the Merfolk God because that card is probably going to be the most beneficial for us overall. But yeah, most of the time I record my videos at night when I get home from work. Unfortunately, time crunch this week has been... Oh, they took the Merrill Redry. I'm glad about that. We find our breeding pool, which sucks. Maybe it'll lead into a Collected Company. We'll see. But now I really regret getting rid of this Merrill Redry. Didn't know, though. But yeah, usually I record my videos at night. After work, servers were down last night when I got home because they messed up the game so badly. And, yeah, I'm tired. What can I say? Oh, look at this. We're getting punished for throwing away the poor... I'm sorry, Mr. Regery. Alright, put this out. Put this out. Every time a Merfolk enters, it gets pumped up a little bit. I'm not sure I mentioned that in the intro. But, yeah, this Shoreline Scout is really impressing. It's really, really sweet 1-drop. Cool art. Most important thing. Cool art. Gonna need to find something real soon because these draws have been atrocious and obviously the opponent has had cards they needed to take us apart. However, they're digging, so if this god can stay on the field. I got a Svei. What should I call her? Svelen? Lun? I gotta think of a name for this. Nothing's coming to mind. Hopefully it stays on the field and we can attack in and get a card draw. Maybe find a collected company. It'd be bonkers. Okay. So we're good. We get to at least attack next turn. I'm kind of feeling a little worried about a board wipe right now. That's kind of the instinct I'm having right now. That being said, Decisive Denial. What a draw. All right. Well, I think I see the game plan going forward. Unclaimed territory is going to be annoying. I should have put out the breeding pool tapped because I can only cast one of these. Minor thing. I think it's okay. Here we go. It's coming. Oh. That's not good. Okay. Yeah. That's really not good. Okay. That's fine, though. Attack in. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay. We might be okay. Let's see. I'm hopeful. The deck's fun. That's the most important thing. I love having access to some flash is really nice. Combat tricks. So you don't have to just flood everything out onto the board. You can actually think about your attacks and what's going on. That's cool. All right. Maybe the opponent could have survived, but I think the idea there was we were going to attack with everything they block on this, and we flash in the collected company, probably hitting a lord. Or any Merfolk gives us +1 here, so 4 damage in total. Unless they have a fatal push, we would have been okay. I don't know what I'm going to bring in here. Maybe Kupala is coming in. Abilities your opponents activate the target Merfolk cost 2, and spells they cast cost 2 extra. So a little bit of extra protection against like Blood Chief's Thirst. I'm sure they have more ways of removing our creatures. I don't know if I want the extra Decisive Denial. Maybe I just want like Spell Pierce actually. All right, I think I'm going to take out 1 Kumina and a couple of speakers. I'm going to bring in a Spell Pierce and 2 Kupalas. Do I want the third or the second Spell Pierce is my question. One thing, because I haven't played it very much, I don't really know how to sideboard yet. That was last night's plan, was to get on here, play a few games, get used to the deck, tweak things a little bit, but it didn't work out that way, and now I don't have time. I basically have to record this, edit it, and then ship off to work. You're right. Yeah, I don't really like this hand, especially if they have a turn 1 Thoughtseize again, but we'll try it. Lots of lands. 21 lands in the deck. 23 including the Glasspool Mimics. That's okay. Since I drew the collected company, I'm going to go out with the Mistbinder. There's a good chance it's going to eat some kind of removal, but that's kind of what I expect from our opponent's deck. Hiya, Bone Crusher. I wish it weren't a Bone Crusher Giant. This card is still so crazy, right? How good is it? Removal on a 4/3 creature. Who would have thought that would be a little bit too good? I did see that spoilers for the next set, I don't know what it's called, the Innistrad set, are starting to flood out. Anything interesting from that? I didn't see anything myself, but like I said, I kind of just woke up, made my coffee, had a little bit of breakfast, and popped on here, so... Oh, the opponent. Oh, just murdering me with these cards. Oh boy. And we're getting just super unlucky with our draws here. So it's got to be the collected company, but do I do it now or do I do it later? Like, it really sucks that I could do it now because their shield's down, but It just opens all my cards up to their removal, but if they're sitting there with the counter spell, I don't know, maybe I had to do it there. Because now they just hit me with the Bone Crusher, hold up, whatever. I'm gonna hope they put out like a bolus. No, I can't do it. Maybe I had to do it last turn. Okay. Mirror Reader respawning. I could throw it out. It lamb to the slaughter kind of thing here. Getting under the thumb of these decks is so brutal, and I really just don't know if there's any way of coming back from it. Well, maybe we have an opening here, though, although we're tapped out, so there's no collected company coming. They know that. Oh, there's a Nikki B, but now they do have the land for it. All right. Brutal. Don't feel good about the way this one's going. I'm gonna do it now because I know it's not gonna resolve later. And I'm not gonna put out the... No, I'm gonna put it out because I can draw a card with Kumina by tapping 3 if I have to. I have a feeling something bad is coming. They could also flip Nicol Bolas this turn if they have a 7th land. That would be fun. Don't get to see the Planeswalker side too often. I'm really surprised this card isn't played more. See more Grixis control because it is pretty awesome. All right. Not the best draw. Boom, boom. Down to 4. We'll see what we draw. I think it's just concede here. Kapala would have been good a little while ago. Okie doke. So, Bone Crusher Giant. Pretty brutal. I don't like Aether Gust against this deck because Bone Crusher and Nicol Bolas are not exactly cards I want to be... Well, Nicol Bolas is fine. It's an ETB, right? Yeah. But you don't really want to be sending this back. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I do want to bring it in. Try it. I'm too tired to think. Early morning videos are not my favorite. I'm sure it's apparent with my eyes and everything. Yeah, sure. Gotta maybe hope we avoid collected companies with this kind of mana base. For now, we might be all right. So if they Thoughtseize here and then have a Bone Crusher Giant, it's real bad. And that's what's gonna happen. Someone do the math for me. What are the chances of drawing your 4 unclaimed territories? Top 8. Only 4 lands. That's pretty sweet. It's gotta be so low. Okay, I think if they had the Mountain plus Bone Crusher Giant, they would have snapped it off immediately. So I'm kind of thinking they don't have that. I'm praying for it, okay? So maybe no bonies. Got the Blood Chief's Thirst instead, though. I think I'm going to put out the Svelin instead of the Master. Just because I need to start drawing cards. I got to hope that this thing survives 1 turn. Play with my cat. Opponent seems to be thinking hard about what's going on over there. there's the red. Not great. But it is the green source, I will say, so could be a thing. They must have some kind of removal, right? So I wonder if I attack in, maybe they will be motivated to stomp the Kamina Speaker, and then I can get the Master of the Pearl Trident out. I'm going to do that because I think I want to protect my Master a little bit. I am losing points of damage here, but kind of the read I have is that they're going to try to kill my Kamina Speaker. Yeah. Big brain working early morning. Mirror Retreat. It's better than Master, so let's get that out onto the field. The ward actually coming up there, forcing them to play a little bit differently. And if they end up putting out the Bone Crusher Giant here, Master of Pearl Trident, tap down the Bone Crusher, swing in for 8. That's not bad, especially when they're at 12. Got to be aware of like a Languish though. That's the next thing I'm kind of thinking about. I don't know. Suddenly the opponent is crawling through their turns. Oh, no, don't do that. Leave my hand alone. Hate it. Boo, 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 boo. So, same effect. They know about it, so I may as well put it out. And now, Languish is still real bad. Extinction Event is pretty bad. They'll get 2. My Merfolk, but they would lose their Bone Crusher Giant if they did that. Okay. Look at that. Merfolk beating. Oh, with the backup, should have put that out. Never thought about it. Beating Grixis control. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. Wow. Let's keep going. A couple more. All right. More Simic Merfolk. Get to play first. Always a treat. And hey, look at that. That is not a bad hand. Wish I had a 1-drop, but can't have everything, can you? We're against... Yeah. Well, that's all right. Got a nice curve now. I'll probably end up holding back the Master of the Pearl Trident. I'm really hoping... Oh, yeah. Wow. I know what this is. Really hoping that I find one person playing Islands so I can take advantage of the Pearl Trident's Island Walk. So, got to imagine we're getting combo down. This actually might be the first time that I've faced off against the Lark deck. This also could be a Bolas Citadel deck. I have seen it a few times over the last couple of days. I guess somebody made a video of it recently, and that's kind of sparked some interest. Tends to be the way things go. One of the big YouTube creators end up putting out something and, you know, using all kinds of crazy rhetoric. This deck has a 99% win rate. You gotta play it. It's crazy. Alright, so I could just put out the Master of the Pearl Trident, attack in. I could also just collect a company and go that route. Unfortunately, the Merrill Regery doesn't tap down the Woe Strider if I use the Collected Company, because Merrill Regery is only when you cast a Merfolk spell. So I think I'm going to just chill a little bit, use the Collected Company. Really wish I had a Disdainful Stroke, or Disdainful... That's not what it's called. Now I'm just blanking. The counterspell. Decisive Denial. That's it. It's going to be a rough day at work today. Gonna be real tough. Oh boy. Sure. So the opponent seems to be struggling a little bit. Definitely this is the Bolas Citadel deck, I'd say. So definitely our god. Do I want another lord or do I want to draw? Probably just a lord, right? Let's kind of go ham. Let's attack, see what happens. Again, decisive denial off the top from Svelin would be the best. Miss. Wow, I love that they're giving me the Blood Artist. But they gotta make some blocks here. This is so much pressure coming at them. One thing I like about Merfolk, elves also have this benefit, is the abundance of lords. I mean, tribes need. I like tribes with the good lords. Of course, you can have a tribal deck like goblins that are going about things a different way. I think zombies might be a deck soon if we get one more piece. We don't necessarily need to rely on lords. You can do it with like sacking and pinging opponents' life totals down. But with enough lords, you can actually get over like languish humps, right? A languish would do nothing to my board right now. They need a language plus something. So, going to be very hard for them to deal with this, I think. That being said, if they do end up finding their combo pieces, maybe we're in trouble. I'm just going to put out the Botanical Sanctum, pass it over to them. I'm going to save the Kumina Speaker because I want to tap down the Wolf Strider. I guess. Actually, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Maybe I should have put out the Kumina Speaker because tapping down the creature is kind of the same as having another attacker at that point. But I'm also not committing everything to the board, so I don't know. We're in pretty good shape here. They do have enough mana though for Bolas' Citadel soon, so if they do find it, you know. Yeah. Well, go Kumina. Tap that down. Go Speaker. Tap down the Innkeeper. We'll get rid of the Goose and yeah, sweet. Look at that. Just bullying them. All right, so I got to imagine that. I think my read is still that this is the Bolas Citadel deck, and if that's the case, what do I have to bring in? I'm not sure the Reclamation Sage is going to be good enough because once they get the Citadel onto the field, they kind of just go. So probably I just need to bring in Spell Pierce and Denial. I think so. I'm going to take out one Kumina, and I'm going to probably take out the Tricksters. Yeah. Right. Try like that. So I think the idea is I want a good turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 curve, get a nice board out so I can keep attacking in, pressure their mana dorks, and then eventually hold up a counter spell. I don't feel good about this hand. I'm gonna throw it back. I don't like this hand either. What do I get rid of? I'm wondering if it's a Spell Pierce and just pray that I find a green source. I don't know. What would you have thrown there? That's one of those ones that I always wonder about. Yeah. Not more unplayables, please. We only have 5 islands in the deck. Everything else, well, no. So 2 more islands and 4 unclaimed territories. So 6 possible cards that aren't going to get us to either of these cards. Well, you know, getting the Spell Pierce not the worst. They're already up to 5 mana though. So there's 6 mana, so I think it's no matter what I draw, I gotta hold up. I gotta hold up the Spell Pierce. So I'm gonna put that on a Merfolk. I can put this out at the very least. Maybe it makes them think that they have an open path to just jamming Bolas' Citadel. Alright. I guess that's fine. Best draw still off the top is any green source. Funny looking green source there. Do I attack in? Yeah. No. No, I'm too much of a coward. Come on, do it. Citadel. Okay. So, at the very least, collect company time. Might be okay. Might actually be able to stabilize here. They still have 6 mana, so actually, I was gonna say I could Spell Pierce plus collect a company. I don't necessarily need to use the denial. Can hold it up for future turns. Hit big. Okay. All right, let's jam. Okay, sure, that's super fine. They're gonna start digging with the Wolf Strider. I think we got this locked up. I'm gonna definitely be putting out the Kumina Speaker, holding up Denial and Spell Pierce. It's gonna take me a little while to get through their life total, and these Blood Artists are pretty annoying, but they're out of mana. Or out of cards, rather, and eventually they're gonna have to start chump blocking with the Blood Artist and the Wolf Strider. That being said, this Wolf Strider could eventually escape. They're definitely gonna have a full enough graveyard for that. And I gotta be careful of that. Blood Artist is nasty. Actually, now I got to really start thinking about Blood Artist. Do I want to kill one of the Blood Artists? Just fight it? So if I'm gonna lose 8 life, I'm not dead yet. Okay. But if I attack with everything, they can actually attack back with the Wolf Strider. So I think I have to maybe hold back a Mistbinder. Yeah. Okay. Pretty wild game. This is fun. So what I could do is I could fight the Blood Artist right now. And save myself a little bit of damage because I'll take 2 points of damage from that, and then 2 more, I'll go down to 6. No, they can still react and sacrifice with the Wolf Strider, so no matter what, I'm still taking the same amount of damage here. There's no reason to go at it too early. They don't have the mana to cast the Citadel too either, so they need a lot more help. Oh, more like I said, early morning thinking is hard when it gets down to these weird situations. Yawgmoth is that a problem? Thankfully, I don't have humans. And they're only going to be doing 3 damage to me. So game, come on. Could have given me some. They've been very nice to me. I shouldn't complain. So do I attack in? Similar kind of attack as last time, like this? No. So they have a. Although I can fight something to keep it alive. Yeah, I think this is okay. I hope I don't lose this because I'm making a stupid mistake somewhere. Okay. So I guess I got to expect the Strider next turn. I'm kind of hoping they don't put anything on the Kulina speaker. And thank goodness the Blood Artist is gone from my life because now I don't have to worry too much about getting pinged down anymore. I think they're certainly escaping, right? So they escape. I fight the Kulina speaker on the Strider, but they'll have 2 blockers because... Oh. Okay. Oh. Why? Why? The Strider making that goat is really annoying for me. Okay. I don't know. This feels weird. Something feels weird. It feels like I should have done something differently somewhere. Maybe not draw 3 lands off the top would have been key, but this hurts. And then they can the opponent can proliferate eventually, which I'm pretty worried about. Maybe I should have fought Yawgmoth at some point. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Maybe they escape this time and then I go for the... Let's... I think I fight this time, right? Yeah. They can proliferate twice, though, here. Wow, they didn't. They can still escape a Strider, though. Oh, no. Which means, effectively, I'm at 1 life if they do that. Oh, I think I played poorly somewhere. What's the best draw off the top? Collect a company is always the best draw, right? With my 1 green source still. Yeah. You know, Silvergill Adept is not terrible. If they had just come in the other order, right? But it's still a Lord that I can cast. And I think now it's just attack with everything. They triple block and then sack. Maybe. My heart can't take this. Oh, it hurts. Okay, well, then we still get 3 triggers down to 1. Oh no, I'm dead, right? Oh, I always forget that Blood Artist is my creatures too. Oh, I hate it. Ah, bugger. That was just my mistake. I did something wrong. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked with the 4/4s, and that was maybe okay. Ay, 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 ay. Blood. Blood Artist triggering on everything. Well, at least we got an okay hand. Okay. I'm coming for you. John Waters is coming for you. These Mirror Readers are going to be great. Okay. Here we go. Look at the Lord's Tribal. Sure. Better believe I'm tapping down. Oh, am I tapping Goose? Oh, maybe this is. Yeah, I guess I got tap Goose. They have a land. Next turn they can go Citadel. And I'm only attacking down to 7. So they'll have plenty of mana to work with. Maybe that's a low enough life total that they can go Citadel here and then not really be able to play too much off the top. Because they definitely need a sack outlet as well. Okay, there's the Citadel. Let's hope they don't have off the top, yeah. Okay. Bounce back, get the win, playing honest Magic and not dying to Blood Artists. Whew, keep going. All right. Just pretty handily beat Jund Food. It was a, you know what I'm saying. It's one of the bad ones. But yeah, it was good. It was a good matchup. Oh, this hand is so awkward. I think I got to keep it. But this collected company is going to need a little bit of help. These are kind of dead cards, but having 3 lords I think is going to be good enough against most decks. We'll see. We'll see. But I have to put this out on blue is the problem. I'm going to put it out on... I'm going to hold it for a minute. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I don't like revealing that I'm playing Merfolk right away like this, but the opponent's going to know next turn, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, it's gotta go out on blue. Well, I mean, that being said, I guess I could put it out on green because that'll give me access to decisive denial, and that's the situation that we're in right now. So maybe it's just the Master of the Pearl Trident doesn't see play for a little while. That's what I'm gonna do. No, I'm an idiot. The decisive denial needs blue as well, and unclaimed territory is not gonna do that. Little if. We'll see if it pays off. I don't have any force in the deck. Okay, so we're not punished yet. I don't know if I need to leave it up yet. I don't think I leave it up yet. I think I do it next turn. So this turn, I think I just play my Regery. It's probably going to get hit by some kind of removal spell. There's a reason they shocked that in. Maybe a Lightning Helix. I don't know if this deck is now playing Lightning Helix, but this is definitely the creativity deck. Oh, right. Oh, I lose. Okay. This deck, so if they get the Sarah's Emissary, I'm just going to scoop. I'm too tired to even bother. There's literally nothing that can be done. This deck that the opponent is playing, oh, God, lucky. They didn't hit the third land. Indomitable Creativity to put in Sarah's Emissary. I haven't actually tested the deck out yet at all, but it's another one of the combo decks that kind of came from the latest cards. Heart Evidence, pretty great card to allow people just two things to sacrifice. Just so good. But I saw a post yesterday of Zan Saeed saying that he played like over 100 games with the deck and it feels really good, and he reached rank mythic #1 and now it's time to ban the deck. It's I don't get it. Yeah. We should be okay here. They're gonna be greedy. They're gonna try to do that. I probably should have put out one of the lords last turn attack for a little bit more, but like I said, I'm kind of in a bit of a haze right now. Oh, Fire Prophecy. Is it Collect a Company time then? So they have access to 3 mana. Yeah, Collect a Company. Sure. Nice. Nice hits. Don't need any more lands. Those are, you know what? Those are okay hits. They give me bodies on the field. I get to put out maybe one of the lords hold up the denial, and should be fine. Don't know what their other cards are though. They still have 3 mana, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Are you joking? Wow. And all that came down to just hitting really poorly with. Oh, man. All right. Good on you, opponent. Good read. Good read. Still in a lot of trouble, huh? I don't really want to put out the Lord. Yeah, I'm gonna be a coward. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should have put out the scout as well. I'm actually not really sure. Like I said, I haven't played against or played that deck yet. I've seen a few videos of it. I've only played against it maybe once or twice, so I don't exactly know what makes it tick. But yeah, maybe I should have made a different decision at some point during this game. I think actually on that turn where I didn't put out the Lord, that was probably one of the big spots. Drawing that Decisive Denial, though. Oh boy. Please leave my speaker alone. Please leave my speaker alone, or please leave my trident alone. Woo! Prismari Command is one heck of a good card against my deck. If they didn't have it before, do they have it now? I don't want to get hit by a Sarah's Emissary. Wonder if they eventually they're just gonna hard cast it, right? And actually, eventually, this pay 3 is not going to be relevant. So, like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe we'll get there. What are the chances that they have another Anger of the Gods? I'm going for it. I'm going for it. This is gonna be a heartbreaker right here. I already feel it. It's coming. It's so stupid, isn't it? It's so stupid. Good game, Wizards. Yeah. You made a fun game. You beat me. You got me. Real funny. All right. Well, I know what I'm bringing in. I'm defeated. Maybe these are not too bad. You know, I lost that game. That game is not on Wizards. That game is 100% on me. When I didn't put out that Lord, I missed 1 point of damage. Although I think maybe that Lord came down later on. Blah blah blah. But that was a turn where I think the game may have gone in my favor had I done something a little bit differently. Play out the Lord and then Decisive Denial. I knew I was going to hold up Decisive Denial. I think I held up the Collective Company. That was the reason I was thinking if I don't Decisive Denial, I'll use Collective Company. But of course, I was going to use Denial on their turn. That was certainly going to happen. So that's on me. That's where I lost the game. Still, the opponent drawing super hot. They had all the action they needed. That being said, basically every card in their deck is action against my deck. So that's going to be real fun. Creativity, man. These cheating cards out cards are really fun for the game. This is cool. This is where the Shoreline Keeper or Shoreline Scout really looks good. Get rid of the Kamina Speaker, go get my Tropical Island, have a nice curve, hold up Decisive Denial. I think that's cool. Cool. So hopefully things go a little bit better this time around. Why are they shocking it in? Oh, hard evidence. This card is just nutty. Hard evidence. Yeah, I'm gonna go out with the Master here. Finally, we're getting unblockable. Next turn's going to be the real question turn. Like, I got to be aware of Anger of the Gods now. It's a very, very real possibility. So, do I hold up the Denial? They could also just have a Prismari Command. If that's the case, then no, I gotta. Can't be greedy. If I had a Spell Pierce, obviously do things a little differently there, but no. Gotta assume big things are coming. Well, more Reacheries are good. Come on, opponent, let's go. Get on with the show. Land there, I don't hate, because next turn then I can go read, hold up, denial if that's the case. That's a desperation move, so looks good. Looks good to me. Darn, I don't like that. Oh, thank goodness. I don't think they should have conceded there because, well, okay. Maybe they had to because they have to maybe put these in front of our creatures. They don't have anything to sacrifice. But I feel like their hand must have just been complete junk because I don't have the win yet. I think the opponent was very generous to concede there. Yeah. All right. We'll keep it. Got to keep fishing for denials and spell pierces. Those are the only things that are going to get us through this. They're on the play though, so yeah. And the Shoreline Scouts can fix some of our lands. I don't think I'm going to be willing to get rid of the Trickster. Although maybe one Shoreline Scout for another Shoreline Scout could be okay. Build up toward that collected company. I don't hate that idea. It's really, this card's not really going to do too much. They're going to have another hard evidence pretty much off the start. And the 0/3 crab is pretty effective. You would think that Merfolk would know how to deal with a 0/1 crab, but clearly they don't. Since I drew that land, I'm going to just use the lands. Yeah. That's the it's combo players for you. Combo players are yeah. Hey, tier 2, that's cool. One more. All right. I'm getting pretty tired. The last two games were definitely on unrecordable maps, and hey, we got the win on both of them. The first one was against John Food. It was a very close one. Second one was against like a Rakdos Luris aggro deck playing Robber the Rich. It was kind of like a mix between an aggro deck and also rogues because they were playing a lot of like Guild Enforcer, whatever that card's called. And yeah, it ended up being okay. It was a close game, but got there in the end. What's going on here? All right. But that being said, I'm almost 2 hours into recording now. I gotta make lunch soon. I gotta get ready for work, and yeah, it's gonna be a tight finish to my morning. But we get to play against Jeskai for our last match, so you know those games are never slow. I'm so glad they used the Lightning Helix prematurely. That's cool. All right, let's get the Mistbinder onto the field to try to make something work. I'm assuming we're going into an Anger of the Gods, eventually maybe Wrath of God situation. So we'll try to do as much damage as we can. Got to imagine they're hitting their fourth land next turn. So I don't know if I really want to commit too much to the board. You know what? Shoreline can go out. I'm going to decline. I don't think I want to get rid of any of these cards. And then we're going to flash out the Merfolk Trickster once they Wrath of God the board. That's... Oh, well. It's good. It's good to be wrong, right? I have no problem being wrong. This deck is tearing it up, though. It's like 6-0 right now. 3 games recorded, 3 games were scuffed. Feeling good. Feeling real good. I'm not going to put up the Trickster there. I don't want to commit too much. Sure. Land here is not the worst. It gives us a collected company draw eventually. It lets me Merfolk Trickster again, get in for 3, although they're at 24, 21 now. Lightning Helix is such a good card against our deck. Finding out, yeah, Lightning Helix and Bone Crusher are both crippling cards against our deck. Like, just... And then the obvious board wipes. We're going to have a bad time. In the one matchup, my opponent had a Scavenging Ooze on the field, and they threw out their Extinction event on Odd and just annihilated everything on my side of the board, and it was real heart-crushing. But that's what you kind of got to expect when you're playing a creature deck, right? You're going to get dunked on. Nice to see this card. I like Archmage's Charm a lot. I like that it's a restrictive mana cost. It does a lot of cool stuff. Really awesome card. I'm playing it slowly, but you know what? 5 damage on the field feels okay to me. Got to imagine... I guess they don't have Torrential Gearhulk in the deck because they have Kahira. Oh, they have that. Okay. Well, I guess that's a good time to put out the Trickster. Protect my Mistbinder. Yeah. That's the first time I've run into that. This is, it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a real rough one. Oh, no. And then I guess I'll put 2 more creatures out. If they have another, like a follow-up sweeper, they get another 2 for 1. Okay, just as bad. Gotta fight through it. It kind of sucks that not finding any of the counter magic. I'm gonna definitely be bringing in more decisives and spell pierces for game 2. Just, I was really hoping that I would be able to record these matches and then go and have a little bit of a nap. But yeah, that's not happening. It's Friday though. Tomorrow, get to just chill out, relax, go watch Shang-Chi. So I'm pretty excited about that movie. Should be good. Yeah, we'll put up the Reejerey. Oh, do they have another memory lapse? Oh, it's so fun. You know what? I'm gonna concede it because I know this game's just gonna drag on, and I don't want to do that. So we'll give it up. Bring in our game plan against this deck. Get rid of the Kumina Speaker. You know, it's a cool 1-drop, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be doing too much. And then maybe also 1 Kumina. It's just Lightning Helix fodder. Which, that being said, it's good that they're using the Lightning Helixes on a Kumina Speaker instead of a Lord. But still, I think I'd rather have the counter magic in here. At least we're getting beaten down by Dr. Garfield, PhD. If there's one person to lose to, it would be Dr. Garfield. Yeah, all right. No 1-drop sucks, but maybe we can build up to this collective company. Svelen will be pretty good if it can get indestructible. Well, that's good. I don't know what this means. Opt, maybe, is what that means. We'll put out the Adept. I guess it could be Mystical Dispute. Maybe. That's an Opt. Okay. Alright. Hey, we got our 4 mana for our Coco, so that is a thing. I don't know if I want to be putting out my Merfolk God too soon. So I think what I'd rather do is just put out the Merfolk Mistbinder, get in for some damage, and go from here? Well, she's dying. She is definitely dying. Although, is she dying? I don't know. There's the Wrath of God. So, we know what their game plan is next turn. If I let's just think about this. If I hit them for 5 here, take them down to 10. They Wrath of God. Sure, they can use Narset, but then we can collect a company, put a couple of good creatures on the field, and maybe be able to take a cheeky win with the Mistbinder and the Master of the Pearl Trident. I'm gonna try. Another good play there may have been to put out this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I care about Narset. Not right now. Famous last words. Oh, that's a really bad card. Not good enough. We're a little bit short. So they're going to be at 8. I don't like that. I wouldn't. No. All right. Hopefully they do something drastic here. They gotta have a counterspell for his collected company, right? There's no way. But I gotta do something. Hopefully it's just Lightning Helix on the Master. Done. No memory lapse. Oh, every friggin' time they have the memory lapse. I hate that card. That card can suck a lemon. All right, let's Mistbinder and then this. Now my Sea God has Indestructible, so even if they have a Wrath of God, that'll be pretty good. I can give it +1. No, I'm a little bit short. So then I collected company. Do we go for the win with the collected company? If we draw a Lord, we get the win. If we collected company, we could gamble on getting a win. I don't think I can do that, right? I could just put out the Master, attack for 4, and then hold up the collected company. I think that's fine. Oh yeah, we don't draw. Oh yeah, I guess Narset is a pain in the butt. I'm having fun. It woke me up a little bit. Um, gotta do it. If they have the memory lapse, good on them. If they don't, we saved our Spella. I don't know why I did that. Why don't you do post that? Okay, style points is what that was. That was a collected company for style points, because you knew you were hitting at least one Merfolk. You got to keep this fella alive because it has a 3. It's 3/4. It doesn't die to Lightning Helix. They're at 1. Lightning Helix takes them up to 4. But if we hit a Lord, I'm like I said, I'm so tired. I don't want to be playing right now. And this is a cool hand. At least I'm having fun, right? That's a lot of the decks I've been trying this week have admittedly not been very fun. That's fine. So yeah, I was pretty bummed out. I'm really glad I'm enjoying Merfolk. It's a pretty good deck. That's cool. Sure. I love this card. And I love that it's Seb McKinnon art. Yeah. Wizards make me a Merfolk player. It's interesting. Never thought I'd see the day. Okay. Same plan. Could be in trouble. I don't expect this to go so smoothly. Them being on the draw, obviously their deck is pretty well tuned against our deck, but well, you know, we'll give it a shot. We'll see. Got to expect lightning helixes and memory lapses. Yeah. See, I hate them being on the draw or on the play. Really throws off the collected company rotation, right? The last game, the collected companies felt so impactful. Now we're in that position where I don't know if I want to fire off the collected company right now. I don't, probably. But I'm going to be the aggressor, and I don't like being the aggressor against this deck. That being said, they are down to 4 cards, so maybe I could just go Silver Gill plus Master of the Pearl Trident, put something on the field, and make them have a board wipe or something. You know what? I like that a little bit better. And we'll decline. I like all of these cards. Teferi, you know, always the Teffer. Maybe we get rid of it. You know, maybe I was supposed to go get a land there because I think this play next turn could have been really good. I think I have to, right? So I may as well put this out. Okay. Well, we get rid of Teffy Boy. But now we're just walking into a really good Wrath of God for the opponent, and we're not going to have any recourse off the top, too. Youchers. Okay. Zero chance this resolves, right? But if it's a memory lapse, it's not too bad. Aether Gust. Okay, take action. Put that on top. Just get it on the field. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a hard hand to beat right here. Oh, okay. Desperation, maybe. They're going into reserves with the Kira. And I have Island Walk. That might actually be relevant. Oh, I did it the wrong way. It doesn't matter. I tap down the Kahira. It just untaps. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. A little bit less fine now. Opponent running hot. Fire. Fire. It's because Dr. Garfield gets all the extra bonuses from WotC. That's what he is. I don't like it. All right. I guess this is to be expected when you jam 40 cards into a deck like this. You know, 40 interactable cards, 40 removal spells. Yeah. Oh, maybe the tide is turning. No, that's not good. Attacking. We're going for it. They're out of burn spell. They're out of removal spells. They have no more removal spells. It's impossible for them to possibly have any more removal spells. They do have 4 mana for a Wrath of God right now, and that... Oh, no. Oh, no. This is a Wrath of God. Oh, it's not... Oh, that's not a great card, though, for us. They have too much mana. Oh, yes! 1 decisive denial, not great. 2? I can't let them have a Teferi. and I really need a another Merfolk. If I get another Merfolk, my Sea God gets indestructible. That's Merfolk, and that's a good Merfolk because it taps down Kahira. I mean, it doesn't matter. Any Merfolk was going to tap down Kahira, and I get a redraw with that. Fantastic, very good. No, no, not Narset. Narsetti spaghetti, ruining my life. Go away. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. How much mana do they have open? Three? Not a lot of cards. Yeah. Oh, I'm jacked. Oh, wrap up. All right, Simic Merfolk waking me up this morning suddenly. I was feeling drowsy, but now, especially beating Jeskai in that fashion, oh boy. This deck's awesome. It can grind. It has some pretty good card draw with the Silver Gale Adept, and I'm this. I think we got to go up to three. What do you think? Should there be three Sea and Sky Merfolk God in this deck? I feel like there should be. This card just overperformed every single time it was on the field. Absolutely love it. This deck's fun. It's so fun. How expensive is it? That's one thing I want to kind of look into. I am imagining it's not too bad. You don't really need the Glasspool Mimics. They were kind of nice, but you know what? Actually, the deck is not that bad. These are all uncommons or commons. Got a couple of mythics over here. Sideboard, we don't know. I'm not going to look at that. And then I would say you need Collected Company, but you know what? Most of you have Collected Company. It's fantastic craft. The Master of the Pearl Trident is a little bit of a harder craft to recommend because obviously it's only good in Merfolk, but this deck is fun. If you want to play Merfolk, I think it's okay to craft this deck. Even the lands, yeah, okay, 12 more rares here. So you're getting a little expensive, but it's cool. Try it. If you like Merfolk, I think this might be the tribal deck to be playing. I'm going to be playing more of it all weekend if I get a chance. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed those games. Take care for now, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.